Hey Lunch Bunch, welcome back. We are like super close today. New setting, we're filming in my car, and this is probably the best we're gonna get. So I went through, picked up some Burger King, got some Sprite, and I've got their loaded croissant, which I got as a large meal. So we have the tater tots as well. Little man is back here. Yeah. And we're just waiting for my time to go in to the plasma center to donate plasma. And I thought, well, we'll just get here a little early and film a MukBang. So, 9:33, we have like 30 minutes. Oh my gosh, like getting this food was a pain in the butt today. Normally, I will go down a little further to a different Burger King that's easier to get in and out of, but it takes a little longer to get there. And we have less time. I thought with wanting to do a MukBang, I would try swinging into... You still working on that one? I want this one. I figured we would try swinging into the Burger King that's closer to the plasma center. And since it's pretty early in the morning, 9:30, there's not really much traffic going on. So I figured, okay, we'll swing in here. It's easy to get to right now. Because normally that road's like super busy. And it's hard to like get to places. So I pulled in just fine. But to realize that this Burger King has 2 different entrances and only 1 exit. And the entrance I needed to go through to get to the drive-thru was on the complete opposite side of the building. And the way this thing was set up was like you had your entrance and you had your exit. And people that were going to exit had to like cross traffic with people who were going to enter. Which, in a bigger city, that would be really dangerous. Or if that just got really busy one day, like that restaurant. But I didn't see the other entrance. So I went ahead and pulled in with the one that crosses traffic with the exit. And I quickly realized that I had to go all the way around the building, and like this back half of the building is like a one-way kind of a deal where the other entrance is, because they don't exit back there. And in order to go through the drive-thru, you need to have come in through that entrance to be able to go into the drive-thru. So I just parked somewhere, and then I backed out, and then I had to back like halfway down this long row. And I couldn't go further down and park because 1, you're not really supposed to do that, and 2, like everything was taken down there. So I probably look like a giant idiot. I'll just go through the drive-thru. Speaking of looking like a giant idiot, I've been vlogging like all week. And this was gearing up to be a pretty good vlog. I used to, excuse me, I used to vlog every week on my main channel. I hadn't done it in a while because I got burnt out on it. And I just thought, you know, this would be a good week to vlog. Well, I went to upload all of my files this morning because I was going to do the MukBang on my phone. If you want to check out my main channel, link is below. But I was going to film the MukBang with my phone, which is what I film my my vlogs with. And I don't know why, but sometimes with my iPhone, when I try to upload it to my Mac, which you would think would be completely compatible, never had this issue when I used to use my my Windows computer, PC. Like half the files didn't show up. And so I don't know what's up with that. Hopefully I can find them. So, because I don't want to lose this MukBang, I went ahead and brought my camcorder. Which is a Canon, I don't know if I can read it or not. I mean, it's a small camcorder overall. At least comparing it like to the camcorders of the 90s. But, it's still a camcorder. It's still much bigger. And I have it sitting on top of my, my octopus tripod, which is wrapped around my steering wheel. Which, if I was doing that with my phone, would still look weird to anybody who may park next to me. But they might think, maybe I'm on like a video chat or something. No, this is very clearly me recording myself. Oh well. But if I was with my phone would sit back a little bit further. Just because of the shape. And so you wouldn't be all up in my face while I'm eating. So I got little man some some French toast sticks. These things are really good. I think mommy's gonna have a bite. He had a banana before we left. Make sure you get some kind of nutrition. Yeah, I'm into French toast stick. So, I went swimming yesterday. I think I'm on day, I don't know, what day am I on? I made it to day 5 last week. I did 5 days. No, I did 6 days last week. If I swim today and tomorrow, it'll make 6 days, so I don't know. You can do the math on that if you want. I got the loaded croissant, which so good. Oh my goodness, look at this. Probably one of my favorite breakfast sandwiches from a restaurant. So it's on a croissant. Has ham, cheese, a sausage, and bacon. So good. Anybody watching me, it's gonna think I'm nuts. I also really like the McDonald's bagel sandwich for breakfast. I forget what it's called. I think it's a number 4. It's bad when you order something enough that you know the number, like by heart. Like Taco Bell is a number 7. This is a number 3. I don't switch up my foods though. I'm pretty like consistent with always getting the same thing. If my husband tries new things and I try his. But I don't know. I don't switch it up. So, last night, one of you guys asked why you never see my husband in any of my videos. Maybe Ashley, so hi Ashley. If you guys ever have questions, feel free to leave them below. I'm pretty much an open book. But he does not like being on camera. Like, it's hard to even get him to take pictures with me. He's just not a fan. But I promise I am married. Got the ring on today. Sometimes you'll see me without the ring on. Because when we bought it, we actually bought it at Sam's Club. And I know that sounds like a weird place to go buy a wedding ring. But this is the one that I wanted. Like, we looked at Kay's, we looked everywhere. And I'd seen this one back in the summer before he ever proposed. And I'd seen it at Sam's Club and just fell in love with it. And so we went to go look at engagement rings, and all of them we looked at all these expensive places, and this is the one I kept coming back to. And I was like, you know, this one's like $2 grand, and it has the wedding ring and the engagement ring, and that's the one that I really want. Like, I don't like anything as well as I like that. And he's like, okay, because the ones at like Kay's were like $8,000, and he's like, you know, I have a little over $2 grand that I can put as a down payment, and we'll just have to make payments on it. And I'm like, this is $2,000. It's a little under budget, and I think after taxes it came to right about $2,000. I think it was a little under, but I was like, this is the one I'm in love with. I think it's gorgeous. I love it. It's pretty. It's simple. I was engaged one time before, and that ring was like massive, and me and my ex used to like roughhouse, and he'd get scratched up by the ring, so that was kind of like a trial. Like, okay, I know I don't want one that bad or that big, because I'm very big into like roughhousing. So my husband and I, we roughhouse all the time, and very rarely do we have problems with this thing scratching us, which is good. So anyway, why I don't wear it half the time is because when we bought it, the jeweler at Sam's Club told us that Sam's Club itself does not handle any kind of repairs that needs to be done to the ring. You have to ship it into the company that makes it, like by mail. And that just kind of makes me a little bit uncomfortable. Whereas, you know, if you have K's or Zales or something like that, like you just take it directly to the store and they handle it. No, it's all on us. And so, like, if it gets lost in the mail, like, I would be devastated. And so she told me, you know, be careful when you're cleaning. You'd be wise to take it off if you're using any kind of cleaning products. So if you guys see me without it, a lot of the times that means that I was like doing dishes, cleaning the floor, doing laundry. Anytime I do whites, I use bleach. I clean a lot with bleach, and I'm afraid to get that on this. The other thing is that, and it's not that the ring, excuse me, it's not that the ring is cheap. It's not, like, cheaply made. It's not. It's that, and I'm like this with any kind of ring. I've got some fancy ones. See if we can adjust you a little bit better. Is that better? I don't know. I've gotten some fancier, not fancier, but I've gotten some from like K's and stuff like that. All rings do this to me. If I get any kind of moisture under the band, like, my skin breaks out. Like, I get a rash. And it really hurts. So, I'm really one to wear like minimal jewelry anyways. But rings especially is something that I've never really been super into, just because any moisture under here just irritates my skin and I kind of get a rash under there, and then I have to go a while without wearing it. So it's just easier, like if I'm going to do the dishes or take a shower, anything where my hand's going to get wet, it's just easier to take it off. Really? You need a drink? This child, I swear. He will not lean forward. He won't lean forward for a drink. I can't tilt it back because it'll spill on him. And so I try to load up the straw. And we're doing one of these things where you plug it. I try to give it to him like that. He hits the straw and Sprite just went everywhere. And now he's crying. Anytime I kind of need a break from each other. I hate saying that, but other parents understand. Like, you just have too much togetherness with your kid, and you're like, I need a break. And now, like, anything I hand him, he's like swatting it out of my hand. And then he gets mad because he actually wants it. So he's just kind of been on this morning. Like, he's kind of been ornery a little bit. Trying to put his jacket on him before we left. He kept, like, getting the jacket on was fine, but trying to zip it up, he kept sitting down. I kept saying, stand up. He'd sit back down. Stand up. He'd sit back down. And it wasn't just a simple thing of, like, sitting down, but he was, like, doubling over, so I couldn't zip it. I was like, oh my god. Why are you doing this? Sometimes baby logic makes no sense. I found a sippy in the back seat that had water in it. I put a little bit of Sprite in it for him. So now he's happy. But now he's out of French toast sticks. And there's one left of the tater tots I can give him. But that's it for his, I mean, he had a whole banana before we left, so he's probably not really that hungry to begin with, but it's just frustrating. Like, why do you do this? $9.47. So, excuse me. Last night I seen a thing come up on Facebook where they were talking about how some guy spanked somebody else's kid. And I guess the kid was like 2. And they were in line. The kid kept asking for something and the dad kept telling him no. And this guy behind him, like he's an older man, like grabbed the little boy by the hand, spun him around and spanked him like multiple times. Like, and he said, this is how we do it in Mexico. Or this is how we raise kids in Mexico or something like that. And I understand wanting to whoop somebody else's kid. But now as a parent, like, I'm more empathetic and realizing, like, excuse me. More realizing, like, there's a reason, you know, to the behavior. That all kids don't just act like assholes because their parents aren't raising them right. You want that? It's the last one. So, like, that kid might just have been having an off day, or it doesn't even sound like he was like getting upset. It sounds like the kid was just asking for something repeatedly and the dad kept saying no. And he was 2. Like, you have no business, absolutely no business spanking somebody else's baby. Like, you don't got business spanking anybody's kid, but a baby especially, like 2, not 3. So anyway, yeah, I was shocked when I read that. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, there's been plenty of times before I had a kid where I'd be in a store and somebody's kid would be like having an absolute meltdown, and I would think, man, that kid needs a whooping, you know? Like, someone just needs to like jerk a knot in their tail. But now that I'm a parent, especially at that age, it's like they might just be having an off day. Like with Levi, like I don't know why. I just think him and I have been spending way too much time together. Like we have not had a break apart in months. And I think I'm probably annoying him as much as he's annoying me. I know that sounds awful, but if you're a parent, I think you probably understand. But then you also have times when, like, maybe they're teething, or maybe they're sick, or I just hit the steering wheel. You know, there's all these different reasons for why a kid might be misbehaving. Maybe they're getting tired. Maybe it's close to nap time. Maybe they're hungry. And, like, I know Levi, if he gets hungry or it's close to nap time, he turns into a total bear. Like, a total bear. And I just don't know. And it's not that I don't work with him or discipline him. We do. But those times happen. And it's game over. Yeah. Like today, he's just kind of been on one today. Been a little ornery, kind of pushing his limits. What can I do? What can I get away with? Now he's crying for no reason. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. Because everything seems fine. But he's just being a little ornery. And that's okay. That's part of being a kid. They don't understand their emotions. They're still figuring out how to process all of that. And especially at that age. So little. That's not much older than my kid. And I just couldn't imagine. And the dad, he just had his mom and his kid leave. And then there's somebody pulling in next to me. Maybe not. No. They're behind me. Okay. So he just had them leave. And then he like called the cops. And the guy got arrested. But like the patience that would take to handle it that way. Better man than me. Because I would lay somebody out flat for touching my kid. Like, no. No, sir. You do not touch my kid. I don't even like it when people look at my kid. Like, no. That's mine. You don't need to touch him. You don't need to look at him. Maybe somebody can have him right now for the day. Bring him back. I don't know. But we need to be heading on in to the plasma center. He'll get to go hang out in the playroom for a little bit. So we'll get a little bit of a break. I mean, him and I get little breaks from each other. When I donate, but like for someone to like really take him for a day, that hasn't happened in a long time. So anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you want to become a member of the Lunch Bunch, don't forget to hit that subscription box down below, because I would love to have you here, and I will see you in my next video.